starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
His first carry of the game, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now a give, right side, it's Geis. He'll have a first down past the 40. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
25.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. The safety blitz works perfectly that time for Landon Collins.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Throwing is Wilson. Flushed out right. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So they go with the empty set, and that's the risk you run right there. Nobody was there to protect.
Well, you know how most offenses have audibles and they've changed plays when they see certain sets. A lot of defenses do the exact same thing. You go to an empty back set, they bring pressure, and boy, did it pay off in this case.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Guys showing he's going to be an important part of this Redskin backfield as he's in there again for first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner is giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
Buddy up. Mike, get before his mic. Check. Watch it. Sick.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got room. Past the 20. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks 8. So I guess you'd say an unlikely source there with a big carry. It's the fullback showing that he has some range.
Now, how'd you like to be in the running backs room next week when they review this? Because he's going to be asking for tailback carries from now on.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Well, now a carry here for their fullback. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. It's the fullback. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now on 2nd and 13. Wilson, he's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13.
Let them know.
Here we go on 4th with Wilson. And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Redskins will take control of the football in great field position. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On first down, this is Geis. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another first and goal. Geis, they'll try to run it. Now Geis stripped. He lost the football. And this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or two there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. And the ball situated at the 9, second and goal. On the ground with Bryce Love, the former Stanford Cardinal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. 16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Redskins with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they'll see what they can do on third and goal. They run with Geis, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up fourth.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
They start on the ground with Geis. He's going to have the first down past the 20. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 26-yard line.
Got it! 49! Mike, 49! Don't get nervous! Go! Motion! 49, guys. Mike, 49. Focus, defense, focus. On trot. 49,
Second down, Haskins. He's going to let this one into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46, and his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals, and if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Push him back. Push him back.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Devin Bush and the Redskins will take control of the football in great field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
Now a handoff. Geis going right. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Seahawks 38-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On 2nd and 12, Haskins. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down.
First down, Redskins.
Hey! Mike 5-4. Check Mike. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54.
Now Haskins on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
You got Ocean Man right there. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Man, I got you.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. And he comes back with one complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. On the ground, Geis hammering for the goal line. He loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Now a run with Geis. Well, he fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Darius Geis, as the first half is winding down, and the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Hopkins with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
And that's caught inside the 35. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Ryan Kerrigan able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball. That was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
Got to do better. Come on, QB, come on. Check, check, check.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the screen.
From the gun, Haskins on third down. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you just...
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Geis with a carry on second down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. On the ground, it's Geis. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. Bringing him to the ground defensively, Tedrick Thompson.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's Geis. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Switch.
They'll try and... Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped in there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up to the time, what took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a second as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
56.
Alert.
Big series right here.
12.
Shoot.
That's it.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
To throw on third down. Wilson escaping the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check 56. I'm coming.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. That's Daron Payne with the sack that time.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56.
To try again after the sack. Wilson, he lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 40. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant. All game long, the pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, this ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Y'all playing the wrong football.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make this a 19-point ball game. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now that turnover might just about do it here. Fourth quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Keep playing hard, let's get it. Check that shot.
Third down, here's Geis. And Geis is going to be stopped short as he did not get the push he needed. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Here's Tressway now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Able to slither by. And now he spins free. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs, needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far, a big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true. It's actually right.
It happens more often than you might think. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Wilson now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. He's going to let it fly. This is caught. It's a big play there for Seattle. 55 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator is looking at his play sheet and trying to...
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Will Dissly, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. So down a couple scores, only 1 timeout left. You figure they have to get this one. And this is going to be covered up by the Redskins. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. The 20. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Our eyes and attention are on the fullback. Big-time carry, big yardage. But how about the guys up front, the offensive line? A lot of people think they may have to block it differently for the fullback to get big yardage. They really don't, because he's big, strong, and...
Now the ball comes loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Ready? Right. Mike's by 4. Check.
This is Geis. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
You got it. You got it.
No gain on the play. It's now 4th down.
Here we go. 54 Mike. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
So a victory here for the Washington Redskins. And this one wasn't easy. You had an East Coast team, Charles, going west, playing a night game, but somehow they were able to get the job done.
Yeah, when you talk about playing a night game, they're closer to being sleepy because of East Coast time with their bodies when you're kicking off to play the game. So that's a real big accomplishment for them to get that done. The flip side, too, is traveling home in the old days. You had to wait to get the video for your next game. You had all those. So you were really a day behind. Now the video's on their computers as they get on the plane to head back, so they can get a lot of work done on the plane while they celebrate.
It's going to be a long red eye, but as you said, a celebratory red eye back home. So for the Redskins, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.